I already see that this corner is already lifting up. That's quite annoying.
Come and fly away with me. Come and fly away with me.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video I want to make a renewed version of how to do your lash lifting at home. I saw that my first video about lash lifting almost has 50,000 views, so thank you so much for watching. But in that video I was doing it for the first time, so I didn't have much experience when I was filming that video, and now that I have some more experience I want to film a renewed version with all my tips and tricks and to show you guys how I do my lashes right now. So yeah, today we're going to lift our lashes together at home, and I will show you exactly how I do it and what you need for it, and I will just take you guys from beginning to the end, and of course I will also show you guys the end result. If you haven't seen my first video yet, then feel free to check it out if you're curious. I also have another video with all the tips and tricks that I have separately, so if you want to watch that, go ahead as well. But in this video I kind of want to combine these two things in one renewed version. Okay, so let's start with everything you need. I have all the stuff here with me, so let me show you guys what you need. It's just a few very simple things. So of course you need a lash lifting set. This is a set that I used for my first video. I still have it because there is still a little bit product left in this box, but it's almost empty, so I also got a new set. So this is the new set from Lux. As you can see, it's pretty different from the last one that I had, but the inside is exactly the same, but I just feel like the packaging is a little bit better. So you have your set. It doesn't really matter which brand you use, but I just tried this Lux one and for me it works quite well, so I just stick to it. Then the next thing that you need is a mirror. I have here a little pocket mirror, but I also have a big mirror here next to me. And then what you also need is some foil, and I will show you guys how to use it. And then the last thing are just some cotton pads, and these are useful at the end when you're finished to clean up your lashes and your eyes. And also don't forget your phone or some timer, so you can also track how long you're leaving the product on your lashes, because in my last video I also said that it's very important to keep track how long you let the products soak into your lashes, because if it will be too long it will also burn your lashes. So yeah, that's everything you need. For me it was already, I think, 2-3 months ago since I lifted my lashes, so I feel like I definitely need to do it again, and this time I'm going to film it again and to show you guys how I do it right now. Let me show you guys how it looks like. So you just open it like this with a magnet. Oops. And then the inside looks like this. So here you have a glue and then the 3 lotions. This is a lash comb. These are the lift pads, and these are all those little brushes that you need during the process, and also the applicator. The first thing that you need to determine is which lift pad you want to use, and on the back side you can see the different sizes and what it will do with your lashes. If you saw my first video, you know that I used the S size in my first video, which went completely wrong because it was way too lifted and it didn't suit me at all. So right now I'm using the M1. I feel like since I use the M1 it looks natural, it just works well for me. So for now I'm still going to use the M1, so I know exactly what result I will get. Now that I see this, it definitely did some improvement with their products. All the sizes are now packed separately, and that was not the case at all with this old box. In this old box everything was just in one confusing package. So this comes from that old box, and as you can see everything was just wrapped together in this plastic, and you really had to look really closely which one is which size. Then you also have this box. Inside this box you just have these plastic lash combs. The next thing is this one. This is the lash glue. This one on the side. These are all the applicators that you need. So this was inside that box. So first you have these ones. It looks like those applicators from a lip gloss. Maybe they're a bit thicker so you can apply those products better on your lashes. So you have 2 of these. Then you have 5 of these little applicators. This is a huge improvement. So this is a brush for your lashes, and now as you can see it's thick and it looks like it's reusable. Here is a difference with that old box. So as you can see, this one came from that old box. When I got this one, I had a lot of them. I think they also gave 4 or 5 of these, and now you just get one good one, but you only have one. And then lastly, these 3 things, these are just the lotions that you're going to use to curl your lashes. This is a perm lotion, this is a fix lotion, and then you also have a nourish lotion. Everything inside looks like this, so it's still the same. I have everything, and now let's start. So I'm going to try out these new pads from the new box because I'm really curious if there will be any difference. These are the new pads. So apparently you can just peel this backside off like this, and then now you can just immediately stick it on your eyelids without struggling all the time with that glue. I think I'm going to do it on this eye. Okay, I applied that new pad, but I immediately see that the corners indeed doesn't really stick at all. So I think I need to remove it and put a layer of glue on everything. So I don't know what their idea exactly was with this. I think it's only good for one time, but anyways, it makes it a little bit easier, but I don't feel like it solved everything. So I'm still going to apply some glue on top. I feel like it's a cool design, but yeah, the execution was not really optimal. Now that I applied it, I feel already like the glue is way stronger than with just that existing glue on the back. And I also forgot to say that you really need to clean your face, especially your eyelids, before doing this, so your eyelids are not oily, so the pad can also stick properly to your skin. Now that the pad is on my eyelid, I'm going to apply a layer of glue on top of this pad so I can stick my lashes onto this pad. Oh, I already see that this corner is already lifting up. That's quite annoying. It's not really surprising because this happens very often, but I also feel like because they're new, they're a bit less flexible, so they just tend to come off really quickly. I applied a layer of glue on top of that pad, but it's really annoying because that pad just keeps lifting, especially the corners, and I didn't have it this intense with those old pads because I feel like those old pads were a little bit more flexible, and this one is more thicker and easier to move. So I'm not really sure about these new pads, but I'm just trying to still just push them back every time they come off. But yeah, so far I applied the glue, and now I'm going to use this little lash comb to comb all my lashes up so they stick to that pad. But this is a huge struggle, I feel like, because some lashes are not sticking properly. So my trick with that is to apply a little bit more glue on top of the lashes, but you really have to be careful with this because it may not work properly if you have a huge layer of glue on your lashes. So just use a little bit just to keep them lifted on the pad. And now that I stick all my lashes to the pad, I immediately going to put the perm lotion. I'm not going to wait any longer because I feel like otherwise my lashes are going to dry out with the glue. So I'm just doing it immediately. I'm just scoop up a little bit of product on this little applicator. Really make sure that your lashes are in the desired position, because if some lashes are not completely correct, then they're also going to look like that for a long time, which you don't want. So really take the time to put them in the correct position first with the glue before doing this, because otherwise you will get some crooked lashes. My trick with this is also to put not only just like on top of these lashes, but also try to get as close to the roots as possible. But be really careful with this because otherwise it will go in your eyes. I feel like whenever I take everything off, the root is not really lifted, so the whole lash still looks quite flat. But don't overdo the product, because I feel like if you have too much product on your lashes, it will burn it faster. And then the last step is this plastic wrapper. I just put this wrapper on top of my lashes like this, but also be careful that this wrapper is not moving any of your lashes and that your lashes are still at the right position after you apply this wrapper. So really check every single time with everything you do that your lashes are still good. What I do is I just use my fingers to tap it a little bit. And now I'm putting a timer. So I put 11 minutes because they recommend 10 to 12 minutes from the time that I applied it and I turned on my timer. I feel like already at least 1 minute went by. Be really aware that whenever you're doing something, this thing can move really fast, and then you may need to adjust it while you're waiting. Okay, so now I still have 4 minutes left, but I want to show you guys what I do to adjust it. What I do when I feel like it's not really good anymore, I just remove that wrap and then I just use this brush or this brush, and then I just brush my lashes up again. Sometimes I also feel like those lotions are like eating up that glue or something. So what I do is I grab this glue again a little bit and then I just smear it a little bit on the problem areas where lashes tend to fall, and then I go back to this brush and I just mix that glue a little bit with the product so it's kind of sticky again. I know that this is not really in that instruction book, but I feel like this works pretty well for me, and it also doesn't affect the result at all because it still looks good after I'm done and it works well. So yeah, that's what I do. This corner keeps lifting up, which is extremely annoying. Yeah, I didn't cut it because every time I feel like, what if I cut it wrong and then it's not usable anymore? But maybe I should do it because it is extremely annoying. After adjusting it a little bit, then I just put the wrapper back on my lashes again, press it a little bit, and then I just wait. So the timer just went off. It is now 11 to 12 minutes ago. So now it's time to apply the fixation lotion. I just use the same applicator for this lotion because it's going to mix on your lashes anyway, so it doesn't really make sense to use two different brushes. I'm putting it on top of the glue and the perm lotion, and during this step it's actually exactly the same as with the perm lotion, so don't forget your roots and just try to use a thin layer so you're sure that it's not going to burn down all your lashes. And when you're done with that, you just apply the same foil back on the lashes and then press it a little bit again, and then I just put another timer for 11 minutes. Okay, so it has been 11 minutes also with this fix lotion. Hopefully it worked. I definitely adjusted a few times also during that fix lotion, but I'm going to remove everything and then come back. Okay, so I just removed everything and now I am back, and let me show you guys the result and the difference. Okay, so this is an extreme zoom in, but in comparison with this one, there's a huge difference. I feel like this time is pretty successful. The lashes are nice and lifted, and I also don't see any crooked ones in between. So you could see it a little bit better with the zoom in. So the last step is the care lotion. So that's basically just a lash oil because those products, as you know, are extremely chemical. So it also dries out your lashes after this whole lash lifting. So that's why it's definitely important to put some oil on there. So I just squeeze it a little bit onto this brush. I even think it's way too much right now. And then I'm just going to brush my lashes a little bit with this applicator. And also with this step, don't forget to put some oil on the roots. So just really brush through your whole lash and just make sure that your lashes are covered. And that's it. So now I still need to do the other eye, and then I will come back to you guys. I also did my other eye, and now I want to show you guys the result. So this is the end result. So it went pretty well. I feel like my lashes are pretty lifted. I don't think it's perfect because, for example, this lash could be a little bit closer to this one. Generally it is pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the result as well. I feel like if you're doing this for the first time, it's definitely helpful to also read the instructions as well, so you have a better idea of how to do it without all my tips and tricks, and then you can just add my tips and tricks in your routine. And then in this way you can also see what works for you and what doesn't, because I feel like everyone's lashes are different, so just apply the things that will work for you. But overall it still takes some time to do this because I'm doing it per eye, so now I took around 1 hour to do everything, but I still feel like it's totally worth it, and I still rather do it by myself than really going into a salon. So yeah, for me this is definitely a great option. And also looking at the improvements of this new box, I also have a few things to say. So the first thing is this removable pink sticker on the backside of the pads. At first I felt like it was a great addition, but after I applied it on my eyes, I just feel like this glue is not strong enough on its own to sit on my eyelid. So for me, I still needed to put an extra layer on top of this glue layer. So yeah, I don't know exactly if this is super helpful, but it's definitely nice that they try to make the process a little bit easier. And I also realized that old box, that smaller one, didn't have a compartment for all these applicators, so it came separately, and now you can just put everything in this one box and keep it like this. So that's definitely a good improvement. But yeah, I admit it's quite hard to do it, so definitely give yourself some time to practice with it, and it's okay if it's not immediately the result that you wanted it, because I also had to practice a lot of times for it to be a little bit easier, and I feel like I'm still struggling with it. So yeah, hopefully this video was helpful for you. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know in the comments down below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. And yeah, that's the video for now. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video if it was helpful. And that's it. I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Don't you be afraid, everything will change, you and I.